Right. Can I welcome everybody this afternoon to the shared reading session? I'm Sue, I'm one of the shared reading volunteers, and this is...
I'm Lucy, one of the volunteers. Hi.
Hiya. Right, we have got a little sort of saying, because we are our theme is spring. So it's from the collection of autobiographies of Maya Angelou. But the true nature of a human heart is as whimsical as a spring weather. All signals may aim towards a fall of rain when suddenly the skies will clear. That's actually quite true of today, isn't it? I think it actually sums spring up very well, that does. So we have now got a poem by Robert Frost, The Blue Butterfly. Would anybody else like to read it?
I'll give it a go.
Give it a go, lovely. Yeah. Thank you, T.
Do you want me to read the introduction?
Well, I think it gives a bit of background for everybody. Yeah.
So, Blue Butterfly Day by Robert Frost. So 1874 to 1963. He was an American poet known for his realistic depictions of rural life and his command of American colloquial speech. Frost frequently wrote about settings from rural life in New England in the 20th century, using them to examine complex social and philosophical themes. It is Blue Butterfly Day here in spring, and with these skyflakes down in flurry on flurry, there is more a mixed colour on the wing than flowers will show for days unless they hurry. But these are flowers that fly and all but sing, and now, from having ridden out desire, they lie closed over in the wind and cling where wheels have freshly sliced the April mire.
It's really good. Yeah. I love that opening line. It's Blue Butterfly Day here in spring. It's that the colour and the idea of explosion of butterflies.
Yeah, you could imagine it, couldn't you? Sort of in a field or something where all the butterflies are flying
It made me
around.
think, there's a little common blue butterfly, so it's ever so tiny, and that came straight to mind. So my days at Elveston Castle, loads around there.
The skyflakes. Do you think that's rain, hail?
I think that's describing the butterflies.
I think it's describing
These maybe. Oh, and with these, maybe either or. I
also thought of blossom.
Could be,
It's a great blossom this year, isn't it?
Yes, it
the cherry trees. Yeah.
It's lasting as well.
Yeah.
The same, we've had some quite strong winds.
Yeah.
It's so uplifting, isn't it? Seeing the colours.
It is.
Even just the bright green of the leaves, the hawthorn hedges, and the white blossom is fantastic.
Spring's here.
Spring's here.
It's uplifting, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Robert Frost, I know a lot of his poems are in snow. It's quite nice to have a bit of spring with Robert Frost, isn't it?
I haven't heard of him before, actually.
Yeah. I think he did The Road Less Travelled. I don't know if you know that one.
Yeah.
And,
I've probably heard, I've heard of it, but I haven't actually remembered his name.
So we've got the next one, a spring song. Do you want to have a read?
Yeah, I'll do it. This isn't a poet I've heard of before. A spring song by Mathilde Blind, 1841 to 1896. She was a German-born English poet, fiction writer, biographer, essayist and critic. In the early 1870s, she emerged as a pioneering female aesthete in a mostly male community of artists and writers. Dark sod pierced by flames of flowers, dead wood freshly quickening, bright skies dust with sudden showers, lit by rainbows on the wing, cuckoo calls and young lambs bleating, nimble airs which coyly bring little gusts of tender greeting from shy nooks where violets cling. Half-fledged buds and birds and vernal fields of grass dew glistening, evanescent life's eternal resurrection, bridal spring.
It's very fast-paced, that one.
Not with you. Shall I do it again slower?
No, but just the short sentences, very succinct.
Everything that's going on in spring.
I was going to say, it really summarised spring, didn't it?
That's what I meant, not
It's
the
very,
baby.
it's very relatable, isn't it, to Derby? I know she's a German-born
Yeah.
Or German-born English poet, so it is, yeah.
It's certainly an English spring, isn't it?
It feels an English spring. We've got a robin in the garden that's just nesting in our nest box,
Oh.
which we built a few years ago, and we've had a nest before. But we're just watching at the moment. He's got the twigs and everything in there, but you can't see a mate yet. So we're just watching very quietly the robin bobbing around the garden and going.
They're very territorial, aren't they?
Yeah.
Robins.
Yeah.
They're actually quite vicious birds, aren't they? They're
I
not,
think,
they're not
yeah.
as nice as they look.
No.
Is that not all nature?
Robins particularly,
Blankets,
they will.
robins.
I mean, I remember my mother-in-law, they used to have a nest in their old back porch, and if they went near it when they got the babies, it used to fly at them.
Oh, did it?
Wow. Attack mode.
Yeah, you know, so they can be quite
Be
territorial.
warned.
Yeah, don't cross a robin.
The one thing
They look very cute from a distance.
They do, yeah.
It's not Batman, you've got to
They're
worry
quite
about.
No, it's robin.
Yeah,
Take things off your hand,
they can be
won't
tame.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Apart
Well,
from
you
when
want to
they've
see
got
them
attack you. Yeah.
on spade handles and that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And my husband has one that when he's throwing out mealworm, the robin follows him round.
I don't think it's hard to tell the difference between the male and the female, I think, with robins. I think
And they've both got the red breast.
Yeah, right.
Which is unusual, actually.
I've
isn't
never
it, when you
really
think
given
about
it much thought.
No,
Somebody
I haven't really, but some of them you can see a difference.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
like-
peacocks.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're quite
Yeah.
obvious.
Well, most
Well,
really.
some of the
The
dogs
blackbird,
don't ever-
the females
yeah,
are
the
brown, aren't
yes.
they?
I'm just going off the point, but I'm just interested why, I don't know, what is the history of robins being associated with Christmas? I don't know. Am I missing something?
Are you asking a question?
No, I don't know the answer. I generally thought it
They are
something
the
more
winter
intelligent
bird.
than me.
Is it because they tend to stay? They don't migrate as much? Is that why they are
They
seen?
don't.
No, I wonder on Christmas cards
Yeah.
you see
Yeah,
robins.
you do,
so I
actually.
don't- I haven't
As a
quite
point
worked-
of reference,
I'm
they're
nothing
generally
against the
around.
robin, but I've never quite worked out the connection between that and
You
Christmas.
might have a point,
Might be.
actually.
I think there is
Yes, that
something
might
very
be true
much-
actually.
And they're
There might
maybe
be
the
one or
most
two which don't migrate
decorative
over
ones
winter.
that-
Yeah.
And most people
Exactly.
know a robin.
And it's
Yes,
red.
they do.
And it's red like
And
a
it's
fire,
red.
maybe,
Yeah.
in the wall.
Yes,
A
of
good
course.
point.
That's very good.
Yeah.
And you've got
Question,
Rockin'
actually.
Rocking Rugby. But now all the songs are now about them.
Sometimes, Lucy, and
I
I'll
know
do
that one.
some
I might burst into song.
art con Thursday mornings. We sometimes on this ongoing thing we say something, and you often say somebody says, "Oh, that's our homework for the week." So that can be my homework.
Find that out for
So
us,
we always say,
please.
somebody will raise something, we don't know the answer. We say, "Oh, that'll be our homework."
Yes.
Hopefully somebody will
Will come
enlighten us
back.
the following week.
There we go.
Can
It's
you let the
interesting.
rest of us know that don't
Yes,
know?
exactly.
We'll let you know,
Yes,
yes,
let's know.
I thought the cuckoo calls, because you don't hear cuckoos now, do you? Whereas 1870, when she was writing it,
you don't. Yeah.
because actually you don't hear them, they're apparently in decline.
Yeah.
Yeah, cuckoos are.
Across
Yeah.
the land.
In the garden, yeah.
I think they're actually endangered.
Endangered.
Yeah, is that wow?
I know me and my friend were talking about clocks the other day, saying how we wouldn't be able to wake up in the morning if we didn't have our phones now with
Yes.
clocks or
Yeah,
alarm
yeah.
clocks. And then she was saying, how did people used to wake up before this? And we were trying to say like years and years and years ago, obviously you've got like cockerels, and then I was saying that maybe the church bells go off at a certain
Yeah.
time,
Yes,
maybe.
that's
Yeah.
true.
But it's obviously things like that. It's all different now, and
It
it'll
is.
change.
So can I say it's interesting? Some people, like
daylight.
my father was a priest in a tiny little village in Staffordshire, and he had to say a service every morning at 7:30 to 8, and it was just him in his church, and nobody came to it, but he used to get people coming up to him and saying, "Father Andrew, thank you for that," because he rang the bell. He says, "I don't set my alarm clock." He says at 7:30, I rely on you ringing this church bell. It sounded like something out of the Victorian era. He thought this little village.
Yeah.
It
got the
was.
village up.
It really worked.
Yeah.
So how
My
did he
dad
wake
used
up
my,
then?
sorry,
How did he wake up?
and my dad had
If
an
he had
alarm clock.
Oh, he was on time.
He was always on time.
But if
But it was
wasn't
so
on
funny.
time,
He
the
said,
time
no,
was
nobody
just-
went to church, but they only wanted the vicar of the village because he says he's our alarm clock. It's funny.
That's reason enough. is
That's
it?
reason enough. It got them up to go to work.
Gosh, was that soul destroying then, preaching to an empty church?
Tell me about it. I did it for 18 years. It was soul destroying. That's one of the reasons I took early retirement anyway. But that's it.
Well, I'm ready
That's nothing
to
to do
move
with
on
spring.
Has
No, it's all
anybody
related.
else got anything they'd like to read to us? Looking
yes, yeah. I brought some. It's not very long at all, and it's sort of it's something that happened in spring as opposed to being about spring. So it's something that happened on the 25th of April in 1974, and it's the date of a peaceful left-wing army coup called the Carnation Revolution, which ended 48 years of dictatorship in Portugal. So, and the author is, and I'm sure I'm not going to pronounce this properly, Sofia de Mello Breiner, who was born in 1919, and the poem's been translated in by Ruth Fainlight, because actually I can't read it in Portuguese. So, 25th of April 1974. This is the dawn I was waiting for, the first day, whole and pure, when we emerged from night and silence, alive into the substance of time. So I think she's probably talking about that this is the start of a new life, actually, under a new, democracy, I suppose. You know, that's what they were hoping for.
What did you like about that song?
I think probably because I'd seen a programme about the dictatorship there, and I was just looking for something, and I just thought, and I like history, so that's probably why.
It's a very powerful idea, isn't it?
It is.
Aligning kind of political and people freedom with spring.
With spring, Well, it's a renewal.
A new beginning, isn't it?
My original question about spring and politics, I get it now. Thank you. Yes, new beginnings, yes, exactly. Whether it be spring or whether it be new beginning of the revolution,
It's that optimism, isn't it? And
yes,
hopefulness.
Energy.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? That's kind of, we have elections in May, June, spring.
Maybe it's the same
the same time
thought about that.
Yes, I thought about that as you were reading it. Yeah, exactly.
We obviously think we're all in a good mood round.
Maybe.
Yes, exactly.
So that's probably
reasons.
Accepting change.
Yes, exactly.
I've been quite surprised. A friend was saying to me, how important Easter was to her, about it being sort of new beginnings.
Yes.
And I was quite, I hadn't really sort of thought about it, but then when she said it, as I was driving around, I was seeing people with lots of decorations, Easter decorations, actually outside their houses. Yeah. So I thought that was quite, sort of related, isn't it?
Of course,
New
the
start.
from it's from a Christian point of view, new beginnings. It's new beginnings, Christ's resurrection, etc. But new beginning from the old to the new. It all kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Right, great. Our next one is The Enkindled Spring by D.H. Lawrence. Have we got a volunteer to read?
I'll read it.
You want to read it? Yeah.
Again, I read the like we've been doing.
I just think everybody knows that.
Yes, okay. The Enkindled Spring by D.H. Lawrence, born in Eastwood, Nottinghamshire, born 1885 to 1930. He was an English novelist, short story writer, poet, playwright, literary critic, travel writer, essayist and painter. His modernist works reflect on modernity, social alienation and industrialisation, while championing sexuality, vitality and instinct. This spring as it comes bursts up in bonfires green, wild puffing of emerald trees and flame-filled bushes, thorn blossom lifting in wreaths of smoke, between where the wood fumes up and the watery flicking rushes. I'm amazed at this spring, this conflagration of green fires lit on the soil of the earth, this blaze of growing and sparks that puff in wild gyration, faces of people streaming across my gaze. And I, what fountain of fire am I among this leaping combustion of spring? My spirit is tossed about like a shadow, buffeted in the throng of flames, a shadow that's gone astray and is lost.
Very good.
I didn't know he was a painter.
No, I didn't know.
That's what surprised me as well. It's nice to have that.
He's got quite a I've never seen his painting.
No,
that's right.
That's something I shall go away and look at,
Yeah.
at now.
Very industrial description of spring,
Yeah.
but I really like the green fires reference, because I often feel that when you see the trees just coming out into leaf, it's just that energy of green
Burst.
into the sky. So
It's quite a special green, isn't it? It's a
Very
nice green. It's a
singing.
lovely, it's a lovely green. I think it's a nicer green than the summer.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
There's lots about fire, isn't there?
Yeah,
in
lots
here?
of
bonfires
sparks.
and fires and combustion and sparks. It's
Again,
really-
it's on the old, the new type thing.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
But it fits,
It
doesn't
does
it?
fit, it does
It
fit.
really does fit
Right.
well,
Yeah.
and you picture it's very good for vision. You know,
Yeah.
Yes, it is
visualising
actually. I
Yeah.
really, I'd agree with that.
And
Yeah, as you
trees,
go
yeah.
along, you're seeing the green,
Yeah.
the emerald trees, and
So in the final one, when it says of flames, a shadow that's gone astray and is lost, is talking about his spirit is lost. Do you think he's disheartened with the fact that he can't compare to the sight of spring? I didn't know whether it was a downer or it's his reflection
of
of
himself.
just as being inferior to
Yeah.
the beauty.
Look at nature, how
Spring,
bright
how-
and colourful and burning.
Yeah,
He's just a
that's-
shadow.
I
Yeah,
felt-
that's how I read it.
Yeah.
And him going,
Oh, well,
yeah,
that's right
I'm
then.
not blossoming.
I'm saying, I always think it's interesting to read the the little blurbs of the stuff because all the things he's done, short writer, story poet, playwright, literary critic, travel writer, essayist and painter. I just think I would love to do that, but you'd never make a living from it. You've got all the creativity in
Yeah.
one, but
Yeah.
Amazing.
yeah, I'm sure he
If you're a
wasn't
person of
rich man.
means, then of course you
Exactly.
can go and do
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
lovely things you enjoy
can, 'cause
doing,
You've got the,
yeah.
you've got the
Accessibility,
to do it
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
what a treat.
But I think in those days, I don't think they would get much of a salary for doing it. Exactly.
ADHD might be applying.
Was he born
Yes.
into wealth though? Or was he? No, I'm saying
No, I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
I don't
Sadly.
think he
Yes, he
was
was.
he?
I don't
So
think he was
I-
another
yeah.
one that was
Interesting then. Okay.
more
Yeah.
famous after his death.
I think so.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
he? Yeah.
Entrepreneurial.
So just as
then.
a side, I always my sister's about 2 years older than me, and I remember her coming home one day, telling my mum and the rest of the family that her and her best friend got in trouble because their teacher had discovered them reading Sons and Lovers by D.B. Jones, and of course they'd folded all the important bits down. You know,
Yeah,
she
well, what
was
were they
17.
reading?
and
Sorry,
she-
I didn't-
Sorry?
Sons and lovers.
Sons and Lovers. They just wanted all the naughty bits. Exactly. They were 17-year-old girls, they were fascinated. Yeah. That was my first introduction to D.H. Lawrence.
I thought just to break up from all poems, I have found a bit about spring in a book.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't have to read it if anybody else would like to read it, but it's Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy.
Oh, okay.
And it says it's a novel first published in book form in 1878 by the Russian author Leo Tolstoy, often considered to be among the greatest works of world literature. Tolstoy himself called it his first true novel. Spring was slow unfolding. For the past few weeks, it had been steadily fine frosty weather. In the daytime, it thawed in the sun, but at night there was even 7 degrees of frost. There was such a frozen surface on the snow that they drove the wagons anywhere off the road. Easter came in the snow, then all of a sudden, on Easter Monday, a warm wind sprang up. Storm clouds swooped down, and for 3 days and 3 nights, the warm driving rain fell in streams. On Thursday, the wind dropped, and a thick grey fog brooded over the land, as though hiding the mysteries of the transformation that was being wrought in nature. Behind the fog, there was the flowing of water, the crackling and floating of ice, the swift rush of turbid, foaming torrents, and on the following Monday, in the evening, the fog parted, the storm clouds split up into little curling crests of clouds, the sky cleared, and the real spring had come.
Oh, that's really nice.
I just
Russia, isn't it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine a really late
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
But very noticeably suddenly
spring.
warmer.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
it.
I thought it was really good how he described it though, with the
Yeah.
you know,
From the clouds.
within days, wasn't it? It went
Yes.
from thick
Yeah.
snow and ice
Yeah.
to spring.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
Very sudden, actually.
yeah. Well, it was only a matter of about 4 days, wasn't it? All that took place. You know, it's
I think that's the thing of like any literature. It can be really old or new, but you kind of it's always the same about spring. You can always see it, so
Yes.
you can't predict it at all.
and still read today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that is.
I'm
That's the
interested now
secret
to
of
explore.
That's the success of it. If it's still read
Peter.
years,
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
and years
Yeah.
after it was written, and those years.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to explore seasons in other climates. You know, where how does it? We obviously in England love seasons, love weather, and it's that anticipation. It's like, oh, isn't it here yet? Come on, and then you know, put 12 degrees in May, you take your big coat off. But 12 degrees in November, you put your big coat on. It's that anticipation of like, we definitely it's good weather now. Off we go. But you know, in Russia, I have no comparison to that because I've not lived in Russia, but you know that's a lovely way to describe that arrival.
Yes.
I'm interested to see
And
how that
of
is.
course, their winters are usually very severe.
Yeah,
weren't
of
they?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
wonder
enjoying.
whether that would happen with climate change. You know, you wonder
Yes.
in
Yeah.
20 years'
Yeah.
time or 50 years' time, you know, whether the descriptions actually of the seasons might change a bit.
Well, I think ours are, aren't they? Our seasons are more merged.
Merged a little bit more.
They're not. I mean, not
as
as
dark.
clear cut. You could almost
Or they,
say
they come a bit
spring
earlier.
today. Yeah.
So it might be that
Yeah.
50 years' time, we're talking about unwrapping Christmas presents whilst the lambs are.
The lambs are-
Who
yeah.
knows?
Bobbing around.
Yeah. I don't want to go down that road.
No.
That's why.
It did make me think of the Alps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the spring again is late, and then you get real intensity of the alpine flowers. They're much brighter and smaller and more intense because of the winter
Right.
frosts and
Yeah.
things.
Okay, yeah.
I personally miss living. I had to live in a place which didn't have seasons as clearly as this. I find that annoying. Okay, it might be lovely, nice hot country, or something like that. But I generally
Generally
sounds
miss
silly,
it.
but I've missed the
Quite
rain.
nice.
No, not all the time. But you know what I mean. It's also this is interesting. They signal, don't they? We use it as like the passing of time, don't we? We say in winter and spring and summer. It gives us gives you a kind of structure to the rhythm of your life, doesn't it?
Yeah,
In a
that's
sense,
true, yeah.
which I miss. You know.
Right, we'll go back to the poems then. Just
Yeah.
that
that was really good.
I
Actually.
liked it.
It was interesting.
Yes,
I never read
I
that
did like
one,
that.
but
It's good.
We're having that again tomorrow. At
Oh, are you?
Spondon. Another poem. It's the Daisy Time. That brings up all sorts of pictures for me, Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy.
Would anybody else like to read it?
I can.
Yes.
Yeah. Daisy Time by Marjorie Pickthall. She was born 1883 to 1922. Marjorie Lowry Christie Pickthall was a Canadian writer who was born in England but lived in Canada from the time she was 7. She was once thought to be the best Canadian poet of her generation. See, the grass is full of stars, fallen in their brightness, hearts they have of shining gold, rays of shining whiteness. Buttercups have honeyed hearts, bees they love the clover, but I love the daisies dance all the meadow over. Blow, oh blow, you happy winds, singing summer's praises, up the field and down the field, and dancing with the daisies.
That's very nice.
Yes.
It brought back making daisy chains.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sitting in a proper meadow that you don't get very often now. We used to have one just and it used to be a picture spring, you know, the yellows of the buttercups and I used to take my packed lunch and sit in the meadow and it was beautiful. But I say you don't see many, although they're coming back, I think, a bit.
What daisies?
Because they've been meadow.
Meadows,
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
they're starting to plant more
With the
Yeah, we are.
no.
Yeah.
Yes.
wildflowers,
Yes.
aren't we?
Yeah.
Which is a good turn.
Yeah. I love the buttercups of honeyed hive.
I know,
Yes,
it's
it's
so
very
nice,
nice,
It's
isn't
lovely.
it?
Yeah.
You know, where you used to put it underneath
Underneath
your
your
chair.
chair,
Did you like
that's
butter?
right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
And we
I
did
did.
Everyone liked butter.
It was no.
No.
You see, I
My
can't tell
brother
the
did.
difference.
No, I can't tell the difference.
You could give me,
I have no idea.
you know, a margarine, and I couldn't tell you which is the butter.
No.
My mother thought that I was somebody else's child because she loved butter, and she said, "How can you not like butter?" But
No,
It
I
kind of
can't
reminds me
tell the
of
difference.
being at school and like singing Rings and Roses.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
got that
It
kind
feels
of
like a
same
song.
Yes, it
yeah.
does.
Yeah, it
It
does feel like
Yeah.
a song. Yeah,
It does.
very good.
Is that the rhythm of it then?
I think it possibly is,
Yeah,
isn't it? A bit,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that that was about the play? You're going,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ring the Roses.
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you think just how many spring poems maybe we're reading today aren't actually about spring at all.
That's
Possibly true.
Yes,
Yeah.
very true, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And I must admit this, because I read them before, so I knew what we were reading. And this was my favourite, the
Oh, was it?
Bluebells. Would anybody like to read that one?
Oh,
As it's your favourite, you can.
Can I read it? So it's Bluebells by David Wood. He is a poet and writer based in Frederiksberg, Denmark, and is associated with the Poetry Society. He writes evocative poetry focusing on nature, nostalgia and daily life. Bluebells carpet the woodland floor, packed so tightly that insects tiptoe softly and quietly between them. Their beauty unlocks a woodland door with such colours of delicate blue, and a fragrance that is heaven sent. They droop their heads in the spring rain, with their beauty making all things new. Their magic weaves a pleasant spell, a sea of blue that meanders in the breeze and floats delicately over the forest floor. Their fragrance creates a delicate smell. Nature now has all its beauty brought to the fore before summer casts its spell. Delicate bluebells making spring so fine, their time on earth far too short. And I think that is so, because they don't last long, do they, bluebells?
No.
I always think it's a sad sign, eh?
When you come across those woodlands where there's lots of bluebells, there are so many amazing places on around Derbyshire where
Yeah.
I'll go there and see the bluebells. It's incredible.
Yeah, the sea.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
that with the green.
Yes, that's
It's
right.
just-
Yes, the
it's
colours are just
lovely.
amazing.
And I'm not sure if I should be going now, because it used to be May, and it's feel like because the global warming
To
thing,
see
they're
the
coming a bit
bluebells,
earlier.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, when's a good time to chance going to see them all? But
I was in Otley this
Anytime.
weekend in Yorkshire, and, between Otley and Bolton Abbey, and there was a big woodland.
Yeah.
That was absolutely stunning of bluebells.
it's pretty impressive.
So
sight.
maybe now is the
maybe
time.
you better get out there.
Yeah.
Drive the kids out. So come on.
You will enjoy this, yeah.
Where do you go?
Where have we gone? To West Hallam. There's a little patch around there. Quite an old
Hopton
wood.
Hall, is it, have a big display?
Oh, do they?
We tried. I did a whole Google. Where's good for bluebells
Yeah.
near
Oh,
me
wow.
kind of thing, and a few like known places come out. I was like, that looks like a nice photo. Drove to the middle of nowhere near a river kind of thing, and there was a burnt out car or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, kids, this is not the car, be fine. And out we go. And the bluebells were really lovely. It was really nice, but it's like the walk to there was a little bit, but it was worth it for
Yeah.
bluebells.
The little, the woods at Little Eaton,
Oh yes.
if you walk up to the top and they come down, but there's a wooded part you walk through that they have something they want.
Yeah.
I only know that because my husband's from Little Eaton, so we often used to walk around there, but
Top tips.
there. So it's not too far to go.
No.
But Hopton Hall is beautiful. We've been, not for a few years, but it's in Derbyshire,
Okay.
so it's not too far
Yeah.
away.
But they're flowers, aren't they, that look almost much better together.
Yes.
When you
Yes.
get carvings
Yeah.
of them
Yes.
rather than individually. I mean, they
Straggly
are
on the
beautiful
road.
individually.
Yeah.
But I always say that about tulips as well.
So I was going to say all that about children.
That's about tulips.
That's okay.
But tulips, I think, don't really just stood there alone, but you see a bed of
Yeah.
Yes.
They actually look beautiful, don't they?
Yeah.
Right, I think we're coming to an end now, and I'm going to finish with a positive what happened on this day, not the others that I put. This is something I always do. I find out something that happened. I couldn't find anything to do with spring though, so I do apologise. But in 1923, insulin became generally available for use by people with diabetes.
There we go. Wow. That's
So on a positive,
And D.H. Lawrence was an artist as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes, yeah.
so there you go.
Very good.
I found a couple, but they were a bit. Well, the Titanic sank.
Oh, did it?
Nice.
Well, it will have sank by now because it was 2:30 in the morning. It hit the iceberg.
Okay, gosh. On this day.
I'm a bit. I quite like programmes about that.
Yeah.
Because they did say, didn't they? If they did hit it head on, it wouldn't have sank.
Really?
And it's because they
Because
damaged
of the
more than
side.
one compartment down the side.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you very much anyway for all
Yeah,
your
yeah,
input.
thank you.
Very good.
I really enjoyed this session today. I thought it was interesting hearing different poems and being introduced to different poets and all the variety of different comments people made about the poems, which I found interesting. I got into shared reading in the first place because I've always been interested in literary matters, and I think sometimes reading can be quite a solitary pursuit, and I was looking for other people who shared my interest in books and poetry and all types of written word, and I saw advertised shared reading group, and now when I can I attend a weekly shared group in the centre of Derby, which I live in the centre of Derby. It's 5 minutes walk away from me at the Art Court Cafe, which I go to when I can, not every week, but most weeks I go to there. And I always come away feeling quite uplifted and stimulated, and I like discussing poetry and books with like-minded people. And as I often say to my brother, every day is a school day, and I always come away thinking, oh, I never knew that, which was interesting. No, I enjoy it. And also one of the other reasons, perhaps a selfish reason in the sense, I moved to Derby 2 years ago and I didn't know anybody. Now, over the last 2 years, I've got to know lots of different people now. But shared reading is it's nice meeting a different group of people with a common interest of the written word, which I find interesting. We might not always agree, but in disagreement it often makes it quite interesting, so I enjoy it. As an aside, I as a result of shared reading, I was invited to contribute to a podcast here, which I really enjoyed. As a result of that podcast, first time I came here, I met a guy who compares a open floor poetry evening here at this studio, and I'd never heard of it if I hadn't been involved in shared reading, and Ellie introduced me, invited me to contribute to her podcast, and as a result of that we met here and I was told about these open mic sessions, and I've been here the last couple of Thursdays reading my own poetry from the very spot you're filming me from now, which I really enjoyed. So I'm thinking, if I hadn't gone to shared reading, I wouldn't have heard about these poetry evenings, which I go to when I can. Sometimes I contribute, sometimes I just sit in the audience. So as a result of shared reading, it introduced me to a different aspect of the written word, which I didn't know I was that interested in till I did it. So what I mean, it had an offshot which led me into different things. So as a result of shared reading, I got into reciting my own poetry, which I didn't think I'd have the confidence to do. but I've done it 3 times now, and so far it seems to have gone fine, which is good.
I really enjoyed that session that we've just had on the theme of spring. I think it perfectly encapsulated what a good shared reading session brings. So people with different ideas and different experiences. Lots of different people read the texts, which was great as well. And it didn't matter that not everybody read. It was a really open and friendly session where people talked about their home lives and their travel and their family, and brought all their different shared experiences into the group setting. And that's what I love about being a shared reading volunteer, the way that we come together as individuals and share these ideas and feel comfortable talking about stuff which is sometimes positive and sometimes more challenging, but it's just a great way of spending time together and enjoying texts.